Bonjour, comment ça va? Dear brothers and sisters in Jesus Christ, I would like to share with you another conversion story of a saint to help us to have conversion in our own lives as well, especially during this season of Holy Lent, where we are all trying or making effort to grow in holiness. Do you give yourself into discouragement? Can you imagine and see what are the impacts the discouragement can bring into our lives? Very often we find ourselves that we give ourselves into discouragements. We all try to do something in any parts of our life, be it our economical life or in our um, family life or spiritual life. In whatever situation, we give our 100%, we give our best, and then when we do not succeed, we very easily give into discouragement. But do you know, giving into discouragement is the way to defeat ourselves very easily. Because discouragement is the easy weapon that the evil one uses against us. The moment we are discouraged, we never want to try again. But instead of ourselves giving into discouragement, if we aim at gradual progress in our lives without expecting greater success immediately in life or greater progress in life immediately, if we aim at gradual progress, gradual growth in any life, in our family life or spiritual life, financial life, in any way, if we aim at gradual progress, we can find ourselves that we are heading each day towards achieving our goals or aim that we want to achieve in our lives. Sometimes growing in holiness also, we set up very high standard for ourselves, and then when we do fail in a little way, very easily we give into discouragement. Today we have a saint who did not keep a high standard for himself in his holy life. Rather, he concentrated on gradual progress, that each day he wanted to grow little by little in his holiness. And then we see that he gradually grew in his faith and in his holiness and became a saint. That saint is Saint Raphael Kalinowski. By his death in 1907, Raphael was regarded as a great saint throughout Poland and Lithuania. But he progressed slowly on the road to sainthood, drifting away from the faith as a youth, struggling with doubts and hesitations during his gradual conversion. Saint Raphael Kalinowski began his career as a lieutenant in the Polish Corps of Engineers. In 1858, he was dispatched to supervise the planning of Trans-Russian Railroad. He worked alone, and in his isolation, he began to turn to God. Raphael had taken a big step, but he had a distance to go before his conversion was complete. In 1863, he resigned from the corps of engineers to become a leader in the Polish insurgency against Russia. That year, he progressed further in his Christian life. After 10 years of defection, he wrote to a friend, I returned to the bosom of the church. I went to confession, and it was so encouraging. I boast of this to you because I consider this turn in my religious conviction as a very important event in my inner life. Then in 1864, the Russians arrested Raphael and deported him to Siberia. For nearly 9 years, he was forced to work in the salt mines. And during that time, he advanced significantly in his faith. He wrote the following about his deepening relationship to God and others. I keep my eyes fixed on eternity, and from this source I draw constancy in the midst of the confusion of daily life, freedom in my relationships with others and in the spirit. God empties my heart of all natural attachments, probably to fill it with things more pure, of which nothing surpasses the desire to do good to my neighbor. I like to find at least a few moments each day to spend in doing good for others out of love for God. These few moments, almost unnoticeably used, bring something like rays of peace and comfort behind them. They unite us with people and God with purity and sweetness. Released in 1873, Raphael returned home to Poland. It seemed clear to him that he was called to the monastic life. But characteristically, he postponed action until 1877 when he joined the Carmelite order at Graz, Austria. Raphael was ordained a priest in 1882. In his last 25 years, he held various leadership positions among the Polish Carmelites. He aimed to renew the spirit of prayer in community and worked for the reunion of Christians. He died in 1907. By his death in 1907, Raphael was regarded as a great saint throughout Poland and Lithuania. Every conversion story is a unique conversion story. Each one had conversion in their own way. Some conversions were sudden and immediate, and some conversions were long delayed in progress. Some conversions were work in progress. Some conversions were gradual conversion. The conversion story of Saint Raphael Kalinowski is a gradual conversion story. He, though struggled in his youth with his faith and God, but gradually he grew in holiness and grew in his faith. Therefore, he never gave himself into discouragements, but rather he took every step carefully and towards God and never back against God. May the conversion story of Saint Raphael Kalinowski help every one of us to concentrate on gradual growth in our holiness, not immediate one or not a sudden one, but a gradual growth in our holiness slow but steady in our spiritual growth. May Saint Raphael Kalinowski pray for us. God bless you and have a beautiful day.